Hello, I'm Steve Noes. I'm here for Woodcraft today. I'm one of the many sales associates the store has. We all tend to have a specialty. Mine is wood turning, and I'm often asked about the different techniques in wood turning and also sharpening. We're here today to talk about sharpening all your basic traditional tools. We're going to work through the technique for each of them. When you undertake wood turning, the most important thing to learn is how to put a good sharp edge on your tools. You can accidentally make good cuts with good sharp tools, even if you don't know a lot about the technique you're using. However, all the technique in the world won't get you anywhere without a good sharp edge on your tools, and we're here today to help you out a little bit with that and walk you through the steps to get each of these types of tools up and ready in a way that'll make you very happy with the cuts that result. The next tool is the scraper. You can get these with a straight flat edge. You can make it any shape you want. This one's a little curved. We're going to be looking at just putting a nice simple grind on that, and we'll show you a couple of tricks you can do to really get that razor sharp so it's doing more shear cutting than scraping. Okay, our next tool we're going to work on is this curved scraper. It's got a simple grind around, and we're going to show you how to work on this to get it where it'll really cut well. The first thing I'm going to do is flatten this top edge, get rid of any swarf that's come and welded itself onto the edge. We've got that nice and flat and smooth. Took care of any old burrs you might have. We're going to look and make sure that our bevel is matching to line up with the wheel so that they'll mate well, and that way we're not taking any more metal than we need to. Again, as with all the other tools, you can always take your Sharpie. If you have doubt if you're getting the bevel nice and clean and getting a good grind on it, we can color this in and see where we're missing and hitting. We're just rotating this on a flat plane. It's important to keep your motion smooth so that you get a nice clean curve. It's much like the turning process in making a curve. You want to make one clean motion all the way through the curve. And that's got us a nice bevel on there. One little extra trick we're going to show you is how to really tune your scraper up so that it's more of a slicer than a scraper. This gives you a real clean finishing cut. You can use it in shaping. It's just really taking the scraper to that next level. It'll give you a super cut, and I think you'll get a kick out of how easy it is to do. There's two ways of accomplishing this. You've got your bevel here that you've ground. You flatten this, and you've got your nice bevel here. What we're going to do is just raise a little bit of a burr on this edge, the cutting edge. First, we're going to flatten this to make sure there's no remaining burr from grinding. Just got a few rubs to flatten that surface out. You're trying to get your planes to meet very cleanly. That's always a key thing in making an edge cut well. What we're going to do now is raise just a little bit of a burr on this cutting edge that's clean and durable. It's going to really slice nice for you. And we're going to do this the first way is to flatten this here, and then we come over here to this little burnishing tool of this type, and we're going to just put a little pressure, pivot off this post, but put a little pressure against the front one, and we're going to raise just a nice little burr on this. We're not overly pressurizing this. What we're doing is just swedging a little bit of metal up into a nice razor sharp burr on the edge here. If you overpressure it, you overdo it, you wind up bringing the burr too aggressive, too far back, and then you have to adjust your angle of presentation too much. So it's a subtle thing. You can feel the difference. You can actually see the difference if you're doing it properly. You'll get a really smooth, shinier piece here from where you've swedged that metal up. The other way to accomplish this, if you don't happen to have one of these, is to take a traditional burnishing tool. I'm going to get this a little out of the way. We'll do the same thing here. we can go back and make sure this is flattened out. And that's pretty easily and quickly done. Then if you got a bench or a stool you can sit on, you can hold this down the old-fashioned way by sitting on it, and make sure this is kind of staying vertical for you here. We're going to take the burnisher and match the bevel of the tool. Then we're going to just tilt it this way just a little bit so it's coming up and hitting only the cutting edge, the leading edge. We're going to just lightly pressurize this with the burnisher and draw this up in one lightly pressured smooth pass from one end of the blade to the other. When you get that done, you can really feel a difference, and it's going to really slice through wood like more of a slicer than a scraper. So I think that'll be a real useful technique for you. Thanks for watching our presentation on sharpening today. I hope you can use some of these techniques to make your turning a little more enjoyable. If you have any questions or problems implementing some of these, come on down to your local Woodcraft and we would love to walk you through it, help you with any problems or concerns or questions. That's why we're here. So come on down. We'd love to see you in the store, and happy turning.